Happy now. Now's the vibrate. The rate at which we're vibing. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now. As above, so below. I know that's what it's all about. One of my favorite universal laws, the laws of correspondence. And I want to use the law of correspondence to, to just raise some questioning and, because I'm one of them people, I'm not just going to sit on one side of things, I'm not going to, like, oh, I'm a vegan, or oh, I'm a meat eater, or oh, I'm the, because what I'm about to get into is getting into that conversation, but, I'm a person that just recognizes the truths of what's really going on around me, you know what I'm saying? And it's more than one truth to a lot of things in this universe, or especially in this earthly plane, There's a fact that the placebo effect exists, where I could give you a sugar pill and tell you it's the cure for your cancer or your AIDS, and AIDS and cancer, because that shit fake, but you know what I'm saying, if I give you a sugar pill, for you could actually, cure, you could actually heal yourself. And well, that's what's happening, even though you're thinking it's the pill, but that's what's happening is your body healing itself by your philosopher's stone or your thought process, by you feeling like, oh, this the real deal is really gonna heal me, and your cells and the body's aligned with it, and like, oh man, whatever's coming in is about to heal us. So it's like, oh, it heals the body, but you have that fact exist so that you could just kind of eat anything in essence, because that sugar pill could be something, that may be harmful to the body to a certain extent and still help, But you got that fact, and then you got the fact though that, within my own growth, I did see that drinking alcohol a lot and eating a lot of meat and, eating a lot of unhealthy foods was really keeping my vibration down. And when I changed that up, that my vibration raised, But it's also a fact that we live in a construct or a plane where, it's a collective consciousness, and what everybody perception is on a mass level kind of dictates how we manifest things on what level, and at least on the level of, in a crowd, like, I always bring up whether a person could fly. If a person had the ability to fly, it would be easier for them to do it around people who believe, in people flying than to do it around people who don't believe in that at all, because their perception is locking down the ability, to a certain extent within, that person's body. But what I want to get into is how we feel like, oh, I don't want to eat meat because, the trauma from the animal, the trauma from the animal is going to get in me and it's going to harm me, things of this nature. So I'm like, all right, as above, so below. The earth is a living thing, The earth is living. We could, can't we all agree upon that? Yeah, the earth is living, all right. Now, the earth is living, so that means, the earth would, takes in nutrients and spits out nutrients, We could say that, right? Yeah, we could say that. So, with that being said, does the earth, I'm presenting it in a little hypothetical type of way, but I'm gonna get to the point of it, But does the earth reject, or basically not eat our flesh, So basically when we transition, does the earth say, they went through all that trauma, they were suffering in the world, matter of fact, suffering on me, they was going through all that suffering and this and that, I'm reject poor. So when we transition, instead of the earth taking in all that trauma for our body, does the earth just spit our bodies out into, into space, and not, or does earth just like, eat it, you know. Or does the earth, you know, basically eat our bodies and transmute or recycle the energy, you know? And that's something to think about, because, you know, as above, so below. You know, it's a very, very strong universal law that you could see on all levels, you know, manifest itself around you. So again, you know, and I tell people, again, like with the meat eating and the because another thing too, the vegetables are living things. And I just thought about that. I don't know if I said that in one of my older videos, but I'm like, here it is that we talk to plants in the plant kingdom, whether it's us with green thumbs or when we on psychedelics, we talk to the plant kingdom. But then when we offer psychedelics or we not gardening, then all of a sudden we savaging the vegetables and the fruits, you know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't just talking to, like the tree didn't just say what's up, I love you, universal, you know, like that like the little patch of cucumbers and watermelon, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't feel the sunshine and you know, have some sort of sentience to the existence as well, you know. And it's back to the perception situation and reason why I'm bringing this up, because I don't know about anybody else, but I'm being pushed. I know I've been getting downloads about showing people, like, hey, show them how dogmatic their spiritual, you know, the way they carry themselves spiritually, you know, show them how dogmatic is becoming and how, you know, they still not grasping the true vibration of realizing that you are a vibration on a human experience, you know, and how these, like, oh, I'm a vegan, like that's holding a certain position, you know, it's like feeling some kind of way, like, you know, if I gave a little kid you know, or even better, like, say for instance, because too, that's another thing, whatever we're taught, you know, that's how we vibe or whatever. But getting back to the earth situation, so, you know, the earth doesn't spit out, you know, our bodies and like, oh man, they've been through too much shit, Trump the president, they've been stressing, like they got too much cortisol going, you know, just like how like how these animals may be struggling for their life before they go to the slaughter, you know, as above, so below, stocks and bonds, you know, the stocks, the animal stocks, you know what I'm saying, and the animal stocks and the animals are in bondage, you know, the stocks and bonds, like, where, you know, we've been running through that same little, you know, grid, that same situation, and, you know, does the earth say, all right, I just can't do it, I'm going straight vegan, I'm gonna eat the other part of me, I'm not gonna eat the fleshy part of me, I'm gonna eat the green part of me, you know, both of them are part of me, but I just rather not eat the you know, the meaty the meaty stressed out part of me, you know what I'm saying? And which, again, you know, it has its you know, things do carry vibration, it has its cause and effect, but it's not like no end of the world type of situation, because like with the video I made about can you ascend by eating meat, you know, it's just, again, just like I'm raising the question right now, I was just raising the question because I know that, again, that it's possible for us to eat whatever the hell we want, you know what I'm saying, but it's just because, matter of fact, like, but the way the collective you see the way the collective consciousness is set up, though, you know, we're out here having to pick a side, in essence, you know, to a certain extent. Let me not curse us and say we have to, but, you know, it's seeming like it's like that in a very strong manner. But again, laughing at how we talk to the plant kingdom and connect with the plants, but, you know, then we turn around and we eat them, you know. That plant, you know, has that same vibration, and too, like with all kind of stuff, like whether it's bugs and these, you know, or what people like save a tree and this and that, you know what I'm saying, but you're still gonna eat some type of plant in some type of form or fashion. So, you know, are you really making sense to, like, oh, you meat eater, you're stupid, this and that, killing life and this and that? last time I checked, man, one of the things that really scream life is plants. You know, matter of fact, it was funny. That's why you eat it. What's funny on the polarization of perception. You know, the darker side of things eats fleshy life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a blood sacrifice and people eating babies on that level. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, we eating life. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, you know, like I say, moralistically, and, you know, the way we got things set up, you know, it's like, oh, sad, but, I mean, it's a baby cucumber, a baby strawberry, you know what I'm saying, a baby fruit or a baby vegetable, you know what I'm saying, that carries life, and like, yeah, life bring light, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, how, you know, it's the same thing, just different polarizations, you know, and different perceptions, you know, it's just, but people gotta, you know, you don't have to see, but just, if you want to grow spiritually and get more of that deep understanding of how things work, you eventually start to see that, you know, that both of those sides is the same, two different sides of the same coin, you know, like this, you know, this tails and this head, it's not two different coins, you know, it's not like a head's coin and a tail's coin, a vegan coin and a meat-eating coin. It's one coin that just has two sides to it, you know. And again, in which I have to, you know, I do my best to be careful when I make these videos, because I know, which again, though, that's why we tell people follow your heart, listen to your intuition. Because with all of the chess gaming that's going on, the politicking, you know, is out there, you know, to confuse, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know, it's like, oh, well, damn. It's funny because it's like, I just started eating vegan. Now this food tell me I could still eat burgers and shit, you know what I'm saying? This food is in, I could still drink coffee and, you know, not meditate and do anything, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, again, y'all, it's just, you know, it's a balance to things, and you see how again, certain information comes down at certain times, you know, and meant for us when we in a certain place, you know. There's a reason why we wasn't given a car, you know, when we came out the womb, you know, as a little baby, like, there's a reason why I wasn't like, all right, here, baby, you sit in this BMW, we're gonna teach you how to drive today. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't even see over the wheel, can't even grab, don't even know, you know, barely could control your muscles. You know, same as above, so below in that aspect. Same thing with us getting downloads about how to grow on ascension, you know, to how to grow spiritually and how to ascend. You know, we're not going to get the downloads about, you know, like getting the car, you know, like we're not going to get the car at the early age. Like we're going to get the car or that information later when we're ready for it, you know. And there's also that aspect of not messing up the movie. Well, you know, with some of us though, you know, which to a certain extent, I keep it real, a lot of us do get flashes of the future, you know, and know it's really going to happen and far ahead in the future. But for the most part, you know, if you like just knew the whole future of everything, you know, like, you know, the whole movie is almost like, you know, like, why play the game? And then two, you will see why somebody though that would have, like, say for instance, somebody that knew just the whole future of everything, at that point, the only purpose is to be somebody that's like a, you know, like a magi or psychic for somebody, you know, because like, fuck, I know the existence of, I know my you know what I'm saying? In essence, it's like, you know, and I guess you would know that you would be a magi in that case, you know. Oh, and another thing I thought about kind of with the plants and, you know, dealing with the vibration situation. So again, you know, the earth don't reject our body and like, all that trauma and all that, caught us all and suffering and all that, you know what I'm saying? It, quote unquote, eats our body or takes our body in, you know what I'm saying? From dust we came, from dust we shall return, you know, takes us back in. Transmute that energy, recycle that energy back into, you know, something that's usable for the rest of life in essence. You know, kind of like where a meal gives you energy to perform some type of task or something that could help others, you know. But too, I thought about if a plant or a tree is fertilized by dead bodies or shit, you know what I'm saying, then what that is, you know what I'm saying? Another thing, like, all right, no lower vibration, this and that. I mean, the plants eat shit. Shit is a lower vibration. Like, I always kind of like when I talk about taking a vibe movement, I'm like, you know, got to drop those lower vibrations. You know what I'm saying? That's lower vibration. That's the solid lower vibrations moving out of your body. And two, it'll prove itself even more so, like I made that video about having a high vibrational crystal on you in the morning, or like when you eating healthy, like, you know, say for instance you've had a unhealthy meal previously, but then you drink or eat something extremely healthy, it's gonna like push that old stuff out of the body because the vibration of it is too low to exist at the same time with that with the high vibrational food that you just ate, you know what I'm saying? But again, so a plant or a tree uses fertilizers in dead bodies, but say for instance, does those fruit, or do we claim that those fruit got the energy of that shit from the cow, or the fruit got the the manure or whatever, these fertilizers, you know, or the tree or the plant got the energy of the dead bodies of the people that, you know, or the animals that pass away, was indirectly, you know what I'm saying, they still dying, like, you know, with all these possums, coons, all this everywhere, all out in nature dying around some of these trees and things that we eating fruits from and stuff like that. You know, is that vibration carrying all the way through? You know, where does it stop? You know, kind of like I think about Alan Watts video. Is like, where does the birth situation start? Does it start as soon as your mom meets your dad? Does it start as soon as the sperm touch the egg? Does it start, you know, as soon as the doctor slap you on the ass? Do he say, you know what I'm saying? Like, where does that cycle begin and end? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm healthy, I'm this and that, all right. But in some form or fashion, whatever you claiming to be eating that's healthy, either getting some nutrients from something that you consider unhealthy, you know, or you contradicting yourself by saying and I'm saying yourself, we all, you know, but like, I don't, it was funny, we don't want to eat animals, you know, we don't take life. Because another thing too, I thought about how I'm too vegan for the non-vegans, and I'm too not vegan for the vegans, you know, because I thought about how somebody was like, it was something about a drink and it had honey in it, and I was like, oh yeah, I drank, you know, I still eat honey. Like, oh, shame on you. And he was clowning, but he was kind of serious. I'm like, man, I know of alchemy, man. I know it's a matrix, bro. Like, if me not drinking this drink with this honey in it could make 1,000 bees just come to life, or whatever bee, you know, may have lost his life or transition, you know what I'm saying, in this process, you know, if me not drinking this could just make him magically come back to the physical realm, man, I'll be a not honey eating, not honey drinking person, you know. Like, and that's the thing, and you see, it's no black and white. Like, it's just a, you know, gray areas, different shades of gray all in there, you know. But so yeah, you know, it's like cause I keep that balance, you know. But then I'm too healthy for the people who eat unhealthy. It's like, oh man, I still eat my meat, this and that, and it's like, for me, it's like, well, I did see a change, so, you know, and I see how the collective work, so it's cool. But again, also seeing how the vibration of love work, because somebody came across me, what it was, now at this point, it's probably like 4 weeks ago, maybe 5. You know, it was a nice little bit ago, and we were sitting out on the boardwalk, and somebody came with some type of dish, and there was a lot of veggies in it, but it did have meat, but it was hot. And I could feel the vibration of the lady that came, brought it to us, and I felt the vibration of that. It was an omens for, because another thing too, what I realized, if I'm sitting down like, all right, Source, and Source always knows what I want in my vortex. Source knows that I'm eating healthy and this and that, let's say. So Source knows that I'm eating healthy, and I'm like, Source, I'm ready to eat, you know, like I'm ready for a meal, you know, like, all right, you know, and I'm envisioning eating. I'm even envisioning eating some vegetarian stuff, you know, and then, you know, not long after asking and envisioning that, 5 minutes later, this lady come with, you know, this hot food, but yeah, it has meat in it, but it's hotness with love, and the universe was trying to teach me a point, like, for you to not eat that, that would have been you trying to be the identity of the vegan, saying, well, you know, in order to be a part of the club, you know, I can't eat this meat, you know, and even though nobody looking or nothing, to hold myself, you know, to the brotherhood, I can't eat this, you know what I'm saying? And the universe was like, bruh, get off of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, be like a kid, and love exceeds everything. So before I ate it, I was like, you know, it's like animal. You know, appreciate you know what I'm saying? Allowing for me to partake in your energy, you know what I'm saying? And with me partaking in your energy, I'm gonna make sure I transmute whatever negativity that was you know, put into your being in the death, you know, in your transitioning process, you know what I'm saying, before this meal was prepared. I'm gonna send them good vibes back into, you know, into your being, you know, into your sentience, and into, you know, the flesh, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because again, it's the flesh, how I say, it's going back down to earth on so many levels anyway. But you know, I gave that little thanks, and I ate, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have my stomach didn't act crazy. I didn't go off the meter and was like, all right, let me make a bunch of videos about meat eating now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I kept my saying kaput, meditated that the next morning, you know, everything. So, you know, and again, like me personally, like, I like really being a scientist with this. Like, I didn't come down this physical world to live in a bubble, you know, like, come down here, like, here it is, like, we boast and come like, oh yeah, we come down for the experience, but like, oh, but I'm not gonna test no theories, you know. I'ma just only listen to what people say on YouTube and in books. I'm not gonna really listen to my own inner guidance, and, you know, and trust my own inner guidance. I'm only listening to books, people on YouTube, this and that, and that's the only thing I'm gonna ride with. It's like, you know, it's not how it's, you know, meant to be in the essence of, like, the true spiritual walk, you know, is in essence is however you willfully want to walk it, in essence, you know, like, and just understanding that love exceeds all, and love is everything. Because I tell people, when some people try to be like, oh man, love ain't the fabric of the universe, or love, I'm like, bro, even dark beings, you know, love each other, you know, like there's some type of love on all levels, you know. May not be relatable to you know, depending on what side of the polarity you're on. It may not be perceivable to you on how a certain situation may be showing love, but, you know, it is there on all levels. The unconditional love, not the love, I love you, boyfriend, girlfriend, fake love, or like love is blind. Like, I think about that fight song with E. Love is blind, and it'll take over your mind. What you think is love is really not. You need to educate and find. Hey, that was the jam, bro. She was a little classic. Doom, 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 doom. And that video was classic too. I did not make that song or that video. That belongs to Eve. I was just saying it just now. So, copyright people. But yeah, that was a classic though. Love is blind. But yeah, not that type of love, like the unconditional love, the fabric that holds things together. But again, just seeing, so as above, so below, the earth, partakes in our traumatized flesh, you know. So it's one of them things where you can as well. Now again, the collective, everything is in moderation, you know. Like it's possible for you to eat meat, but it would be in moderation, and it still causes some type of calcification to the pineal. But that's another thing too. Kind of like what with me doing the fluoride with my toothpaste, I don't really like. I even had omens from my sister. Matter of fact, shout out to sister and Dime. Like what she told me, like she caught her reading, she was like, yeah, and brush your teeth with some fluoride. Like don't be scared of fluoride shit. That kind of ground us on some old crazy magical psychic shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, word, because you see that's the thing, that these things are gonna like that real magic type of stuff is not gonna be logical stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna make sense, you know, to your logic brain. You know, it's not meant to be. But you know, and I caught the omens too when she's saying like it's gonna help, kind of, it provides like some type of ground. And kind of like with me still smoking my herb in essence, you know. Because if not, then I would just fly, you know, I would just fly away, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know I'm meant to be in this physical body, so let me be comfortable in this physical body, you know? And make sure, you know, I do the things to make sure I'm grounded. But yeah, that's basically it, you know. I just wanted to present that little position. Because again, I'm all for not harming the animal, but I'm also for not harming the vegetable or fruit too. You know what I'm saying? You know, it reminds me of like the Chick-fil-A sign with the cow saying eat more chicken. You know, it's like the plants. What if the plants saying like eat more meat? Get off of us for a second too, like, you know. And there's a balance to that too, because I feel like some animals in those positions are kind of like indirectly like yeah, like eat me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and not and say for instance everything is in divine order in the essence of like, well, if those ones that's going through the trauma and all that, they was meant to go through the trauma. Now yeah, of course you don't want to, again, that vibration could extend to yours, because it's a fact that vibrations do extend, you know what I'm saying? So as much as I'm saying that it's okay to eat whatever you want, you know, again, there's the contradicting nature of the, you know, the universe in essence, you know. It's like so many different little things to a situation. Because I always make fun of like when people say, you know, well, we raise our cows and this and that, and we love them, and we raise them and kiss them before we kill them, you know. And I'm like, love them right before you, like, you do that to your children, you know. And it's like, but you know, but I get the vibe, you know. It's like trying your best to, you know. But again, like some of those animals in that situation, you know, if they're led to a situation, maybe they, you know, in they little sentient being consciousness is like, all right, this is what takes me to the next level to be a human, is by allowing them to consume me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and same thing with a fruit. Like, that's why I'm like, not so much the vegetables, because the vegetables is like you really, in essence, to a certain extent, killing the whole mechanism, you know, compared to like a fruit, where it's like a fruit grows on a tree. And when you eat a fruit, it doesn't wipe out the production of the fruit. You know, it's like, all right, I grabbed the fruit, but the tree's still there, you know, so it could keep getting more fruit. And the fruit almost had that vibe of like, you know, like, here, I'm here to, you know, to be a service, you know, for you. Here, I'm the fruit, you know. I'm the fruit of life. And that's why on the opposite dark side, that's why they sacrifice the babies, you know. That's the fruit from us, you know. After our reproduction process, the fruit is baby, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they do that on that you know, on that darker aspect. But and again, that's why I made this video, again, to just, you know, allow for y'all brains to just expand and open up to the fact of these, you know, situations that are all truths, you know. And we got to stop having that dogmatic view of how the universe, we gotta really understand the universe, because now it's getting closer and closer to the time for us to have better understandings of how things work, you know, and not still holding on to these dogmatic views and ways of doing things, where is the dogmatisms just then slid its way into, oh, I'm atheist or I'm spiritual, I don't have no, you know, and almost indirectly you create, you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we're going to have some type of identity to a certain extent of like, well, you know, people call me universal or call me Carl Ray, you know what I'm saying? Universal before Carl Ray, but, you know, like that's how you identify me, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, so you do have an identity to an extent, but it's just when it's a harmful, like when you just locking yourself into an identity and like I'm this, so much so to where when you transition and you know like, wait, what's this? This heart is way down here. It's very heavy. It's like, you know, you was too invested in things in the matrix and you can't move, you can't pass go with all that garbage on you and in you, basically, you know. But that is basically it. Just making sure I got everything. That's basically it. Remember, love, man. Love. A dish with love. Like if you went to a tribe, like, and that's how I am. Like if I went to somewhere like to some place where indigenous tribe at and they preparing some raw fish or some type of, you know, little dish that I'm not accustomed to. Plus I don't eat meat technically, you know. And it's like, I'm going to accept it, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's offered with so much love. And now I be feeling it till I laugh when, like, somebody offer me something. And it's, like, what would be called unhealthy. But I could feel the love and I laugh like, oh, we got so much love, dude. You know what I'm saying? All right, it got eggs and milk in the cooking, but it's love, man. They made sure the eggs was outsourced right and all that. Like, I can feel the love. Like, and two, again, like in some cases, we look at it from a human aspect and not from a sentient being. Like, you don't know if those animals are extending themselves to be food, you know, and that's why they're in those positions to be eaten in the first place, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop thinking like a damn human. As a matter of fact, the moral to, of course, the as above, so below aspect of what I presented, but for sure, right now, it's time to stop thinking like a damn human. Like, think of yourself as a damn, like an alien or a sentient being, like a beam of light that's really in a body, like that just really came to this little place